Hopefully you watched my video on making a battery box without any connectors and such on the top, because by the time you buy all those connectors, you're hitting over $100. But you may be in a situation where you absolutely want connectors on the top of the box because you can't afford to have any water or such splashing into an open box where you have the cable just sneaking out of the box to power your radio or whatever other equipment you're using in the field. Well, thanks to another ham pointing me in the right direction and a little perusing on Amazon.com, you too can find a battery box with just about every single connector you would want on the top, plus a voltmeter, for about $70. Let's take a look at this box next on AA3K On The Go. So watching some videos by KJ5GKK, the Southern Ham on YouTube, he had one that he talked about this battery box that he found on Amazon.com, including binding posts, power pole connections, and USB plus USB-C connections on the top of the box with a voltmeter. And I was very intrigued watching through the videos and such, going to Amazon's website and checking it out. It does look like it's the same size as Harbor Freight's large plastic ammo box, which means that it should fit my 32 amp hour LiFePO battery that I typically use when I'm operating out in the field. I did ask a question online to see if anybody knows if the Amazon box is the same size as the Harbor Freight box, and it was indicated that yes, it was. So I went ahead and ordered it, and it arrived a couple of days later. But when the battery box arrived, the shipping box that it came in was absolutely fine. But when I opened up the shipping box and took out the internal box that the battery box was packed in, found out that there was a massive dent on the side of the box, even puncturing it. So this obviously happened somewhere within Amazon's processing of the box, storing it, or maybe even when it actually came into Amazon. I can't really tell. So I immediately opened up the box and pulled out, and I could see that there is a nice size pressure point and stress point on the plastic, and the bail for locking down the lid was bent. Now Amazon has a very good return policy, so I immediately filed a return and exchange, and they shipped me a new box, and I'll be returning this one shortly. Fortunately, there's an Amazon Fresh store not far from me, and I'll be able to just drop it off there. So going through the new box and checking it out, other than a slightly different color, it looks identical to the Harbor Freight box, just a little bit darker gray. And it does have all of the connections except for one that I want on the top of the box. So we're going to take a closer look at what all those connections are and the quality of the wiring inside, and a modification or two that I didn't realize that is needed to be made to the Harbor Freight box, or this box, if you want to use it as a battery box with external connections. Let's take a look at that now. All right, let's take a look at the box. The name brand is POWO Car Life. Not really sure what that all stands for, but it does have a bunch of specs on the front of it. It says dual USB, quick connect 3.0, or USB-A ports, power distribution, quick connect 3.0, and that would be the USB-C port, 6 Anderson Powerpole ports, and built-in voltmeter. It does say it will turn your deep cycle battery into a portable power station. That does depend upon the size of your deep cycle battery. And basically the same information on the front. Now the battery box handle, like the Harbor Freight box, clips into the top so it does not actually pierce into the box itself, maintaining at least splash resistance. Now remember, the box does have 9 piercings in the top of the box. Some of them do feel like there's a gasket underneath them. I wouldn't necessarily want to dunk this completely underwater, but if you're in a situation where you can't afford splashes on your box and getting into the box and filling with the water, this should be able to withstand that. As you can see, it does have 2 terminal and banana plugs for quick connect bare wires. Very good if you're in an emergency situation and somebody else's radio is not equipped with power poles. It has a single power pole port over here, and it has dual power pole ports over on this side. And this one is a little bit difficult to open because this pull tab is right at the ridge here. The USB ports are here, a USB-A as well as a USB-C, and that's a power distribution port as it says, and then two USB quick charge 3.0 ports over here. And these, as well as the voltmeter, turn on with the switch, and it does have a little light on the switch to tell you that it is running. The terminals here and all of the Anderson Powerpole ports are live all of the time. Now, on the inside of the box, it fits my LiFePO battery just as well as the Harbor Freight box does. But I did have to turn the battery terminals to the side where the handle folds down into. All of these connections here on the top start getting into the way of the battery terminals. Plus, it's probably better to have the terminals, which I don't have the little plastic caps to help protect. I probably should wrap them in electrical tape away from any of the wiring over here. And the wiring is all at least 14 gauge here. There is only one 30 amp fuse on the positive lead. The negative lead is not fused. I might go in here and also add a second fuse for that for additional safety. The connection to the battery, when in my personal Powerpole case, does have fuses on both the positive and negative leads. Now, no matter how you build one of these boxes, whether you buy one or build one yourself, you're going to see a lot of wiring to connect everything together. One thing that I was not expecting to see, which means this really does save a lot of time in buying it as opposed to building it, is you can see they've cut out one of the internal ribs on the top, so to make room for all of these ports, as well as here on this side. So that was not something I thought about when I was looking to buy all of these ports for making my own battery box. And it looks like they did do a very good job cutting it, not making a particular mess. That does mean the top is probably a little bit more flexible now. And this LiFePO battery, I forget its weight, but it does weigh a few pounds. And with my 32 amp hour lithium iron phosphate LiFePO battery that I used in my do-it-yourself battery box, I still have a lot of open room to carry a few extra accessories. So one of them is a Anderson Powerpole to 12 volt accessory socket, which I can just plug in the top. So I really don't need to convert anything on the top of the battery. I also have a USB-A to USB-C cable that I can use to charge my phone through the quick charge ports. And I'm also carrying one of these power meters, which will let me measure not only voltage, but also tell me the current draw and the overall watt hours and amp hours pulled from the battery. Just handy to have in case I want to see where I am and how long the battery may last me in the future. Oh, and one final thing I almost forgot. Very handy to have these no matter what you're using as your power source. If you have power poles, is this Powerpole to Wago adapter. You can probably make it yourself. I did pick this up at the Dayton Hamvention, and you can just stick bare wires into the Wago connectors, snap down these white tabs, and you'll be good to go. So like the posts on the top of the box, you can get a radio that you have that may not be set up with power poles or somebody else's radio going if needed, or in particular in an emergency. What I am no longer carrying is this 12 volt to USB 5 volts adapter power converter, which I last used to power a little USB fan that I picked up. It's still been very hot in the mid-Atlantic region. And I also no longer need to bring this 12 volt accessory port to USB power adapter, because I have it now built into the box. This will be making it into my general accessories box that I use when operating portable in the field, particularly with my 7300. So I do have the ability to charge my cell phone or run that little fan while out in the field, instead of having to find some other source of power for those things. And closing it down, it's perfectly convenient to carry. It's at least splash resistant. As I said, I wouldn't necessarily want to throw this in a swimming pool or a lake, but it'll keep me going and help keep the rain away from everything on here. Now, the one thing that this box does lack, which I would have liked to have seen, is an actual 12-volt accessory outlet cigarette lighter socket. Conversely, having one of those would mean it would come down a couple of inches. You know, maybe over here on this side they could have put that, but that is the switch going into the free space here. But the manufacturer can't guarantee what size battery you're going to use, so not going below the top ridge here, probably a good thing in their point of view. I can always use my Powerpole to 12-volt accessory outlet and just plug it into one of the Anderson power ports. I've actually just typically used that with a thermoelectric fridge when out in the field at some other events that I go to. Am I happy with this box? Yes. It has more than enough power pole connections for my needs. I've really only ever used two in the field. One for the radio, obviously, and another one for a USB powered fan that I recently picked up because being out in the field this summer has been incredibly hot here in the Mid-Atlantic region, and having a little bit of air from a fan blowing on you really helps keep you a lot more comfortable while you're operating. The USB connections, perfect. I have 3 USB-A connections and 1 power distribution USB-C connection. Now, I have not tested it for power distribution as I really don't have any device that uses that. The closest comes with my cell phone, but I haven't checked that out yet. Having the terminal post there, really handy in case you just got to hook up some bare wires or something with spade lugs to quickly get power to it. Now, what changes I might make to the box? This particular power pole connection, the little tab on the cover is a little bit hard to get to because it's right next to this ridge here on the box. I might look at turning this around, but the wiring inside could get a little bit pulled and tight for that. And I'm thinking of maybe adding a button to enable the volt display only when I want to see it rather than having it run all the time. Because whenever you turn on this switch to power the USB outlets and the voltage display, that is on all the time, and those LEDs will pull a few milliamps of power over a length of time. However, since I'm not looking to do a marathon operating session with this box, that's probably acceptable. And then again, I don't always run a USB device along with this thing. So I'll put the link to this box down in the description, along with any internal dimensions and such, so you can see if your battery will fit, and you can decide if you want to get it yourself. Mind you, I am not an Amazon affiliate, so I make nothing if you decide to buy this box on your own. Hey, 73, thank you for watching. I'm working to help you make the outdoors your ham shack. I'll catch you the next time on AA3K On The Go.